Hi there. Welcome to Musings of the Nobody, the podcast. I'm Rick Aaliyah. You know, we hear this word affordability thrown around a lot, politicians especially, about affordability, especially the party that's not in power. Affordability, we need affordability. Our affordability isn't good enough. And then they get in power and they don't do anything. And then the guys that got voted out are saying affordability, we need better affordability. And it goes on and on. But how in the heck do you get affordability? I don't think it's that easy. The way I see it, there's two ways to make something more affordable. And I'm going to use an example. This can of Bumblebee wild-caught sardines in mustard. We have really pulled out all the stops for this one. How do we make this can of sardines more affordable? Well, to make something more affordable, it either has to be cheaper or you have to be making more money so you could afford it at whatever the price is. So how do you have people have more money? Well, you can have tax cuts, but you got to watch that because Republicans always like those tax cuts that help the rich, not so much for the middle class. So you got to watch them on that. Higher wages, raise the minimum wage. Republicans hate that. That's a tough one. How about cutting or eliminating the roadblocks to the formation of unions? Because unions are the number one leverage the worker has for better pay and benefits when it's dealing with the employer. Republicans obviously do not like unions, so that's another tough one to get going. So it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Now let's look at how to just make something cheaper, make it more affordable. Well, I guess you could look at the antitrust situation here with conglomerates that control a large amount of the market of certain products, and that allows them to, have better control over the wages and prices and benefits and things like that. And if they're big enough, they can get the supply, maybe control supply chains too, and really squeeze out the little guy. So I think we got to take a hard look at our antitrust laws, either get new ones or enforce the ones we have. That might give some guys a fighting chance and maybe have a little more competition in the marketplace. I guess you could have rebates for big things, but, again, the Republicans, one of the big ways we were going that way was electric cars, and, everything's for the fossil fuel industry with those guys, so they don't want those, and they don't want anything to help you in that regard. So that's another tough one. It's just, how do we make this cheaper? Well, outside of government price controls, which I don't think anybody wants, I don't think you could tell a company, this is what you're going to sell it for. Either the Bumblebee folks or the stores that buy the Bumblebee sardines and sell them. My point is, don't let these politicians get away with generalities. Yeah, things are really expensive. People are struggling, and different factors raise the prices. This situation with the oil and the Strait of Hormuz is certainly not helping us. Don't let them get by with sound bites. Make them explain to you, okay, how are you going to make this more affordable? And it's not just the challenger who's coming in. Make the incumbent explain that to you too. Because none of these guys seem to be doing too good on this. Don't let them get away with it. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to go eat these. I'm going to have some sardines. Thanks for watching.